Every time I do this, I feel like I'm doing ASMR. Is this even lit? We'll put it around you a little bit. Okay, let's get into this video, shall we? Hi guys! I want to put on more chapstick. I look like I could use a little bit more. I actually got a new chapstick, guys. This one is really pretty. Like, the coloring of it is so nice. This is Chapstick brand, not sponsored. Anyway, so obviously I'm in a kind of different setup today. I thought this would be really like a cute place to film. I hope the fact that my reflection is here isn't too distracting to you guys. But today I'm gonna be filming a Q&A for you guys, an updated one, because the last time I filmed a Q&A was like a long time ago. It was probably a few years ago. And I actually recently watched that one, and so much about my life has changed. In that Q&A, I was living in Seoul, South Korea still. Now I live in Los Angeles, California. I was still in university. I was just kind of starting out my influencer thing on Instagram, I guess you could call it. But it would be cool to do an updated Q&A for you guys. So I actually have all the questions written down in my diary. So let's get into the questions, shall we? So our first question that I'm gonna start off with is about Seoul. So MonCXO says, hi, please describe your student experience in Seoul. Why did you move to LA and your future plans? Experience in Seoul was really interesting. I would love to make an in-depth video about living in Seoul and just going to university there if you guys would like that, so let me know down below. But it was a really interesting 3 years of my life. Looking back on it now, had a really amazing time there. Met such great people, had the best food, had honestly such great life experiences that I wouldn't give up for anything else. So I'm so glad that I lived there for 3 years. I am. That being said, it was never 100% that I was gonna move there permanently. You know, I was moving there for university. I went to Yonsei University. I studied English literature, and I didn't finish my last semester because I got really unhappy in Seoul. I didn't feel at home anymore, and I just didn't want to live there anymore. It was just as simple as that for me. I didn't feel happy. I was starting to feel really depressed in my, you know, just in my environment, and I felt like I needed a change. And I'm the sort of person, like, when I want to make a change, I realize I'm the only one holding myself back from doing that, always. So I realized that, and I said, okay, no, I'm an adult now, so I have to make my decisions, and if I want to move halfway across the world and then back in 3 years, I'm gonna do it. Living in Seoul itself for 3 years for university was amazing, wouldn't take it back for anything, but living there for more than 3 years definitely was not for me, and I had to leave and just move on and close that chapter in my life and start a new one. And why did I move to LA? So actually moving to LA was something I always kind of planned to do in my life, but I did plan to do it when I was younger and into acting and modeling, but then I kind of got out of it, got more into, you know, doing writing and reading and going to school. So I kind of dropped all that stuff when I was younger, because as you guys know, or maybe don't know, I started modeling when I was 7 years old in New York City with Ford Models. And I also was acting with Abram's Artists, they're an agency. So when I was like a teen, I kind of had a rebellious phase and was like, I don't want to do this anymore, you know, blah, blah, blah. I moved to Korea, studied, and then in Korea had an awakening and realized this is what I want to do. So I moved to LA and yeah, to pursue acting and modeling, because that's what I love to do, and honestly wouldn't give it up for the world. Future plans, honestly, don't really know. I don't like to plan my future. I love to live really spontaneously and just see where my life takes me. You know, like, who knew that I would be in LA right now? I had no idea. If you asked me this 2 years ago, I definitely would have said something different. So who knows? The next questions we have, two that I feel kind of go hand in hand, so I'll answer them kind of together. So Love My Life says, how do you stay positive? And Abril Rios, which is my name, says, do you feel happier than before? So Staying positive is obviously something everyone struggles with. I don't think there's anyone on this earth that can say, like, I'm completely positive 100% of the time. And if you exist, that's great. Like, please share some, because I definitely am not like that. I definitely feel 3,000,000% happier than I did last year. That being said, I think happiness is something that always fluctuates, like daily. You know, you wake up, you might not be happy, but looking back on my life, I definitely can tell that I am happier, which is really reassuring. You know, as I get older and figure life out a little bit better, I think I get happier because I'm like, oh, I got this. It's not as scary. I can do this. You know what I mean? And I think staying positive and staying happy and staying confident, I also have a question like that. So how to not compare yourself, how to stay confident. There was a lot of people that asked me stuff like that. I think a lot of it has to do with not comparing yourself at all. Knowing that people succeed at different timelines. So if you see your friend doing really well right now, or let's say her skin looks really good right now, but yours doesn't, or, you know, things like that. Everyone will get to theirs at their own pace. So don't compare your timeline and your timing and what's going on in your life to other people's lives, because they have other external factors and other things going on that you don't see that force them to get to this part. You have other things going on in your life that are gonna get you somewhere else or there, but on your own time. So don't rush. Most of you asking these questions are so young. Some of you are younger than me. So I'm here to tell you, you have so much time. Yes, be ambitious and go for your goals, but also give yourself time. Be patient with yourself. Don't compare yourself to others. Be understanding of what you can and can't do, of what you will and won't do. I think being confident is about being accepting about who you are, knowing who you are, and loving that, no matter what it is. Sometimes I spend 30 minutes getting up in the morning, and that, of course, puts my day at a disadvantage in some way because I'm not waking up early and getting things done like I usually do. And I can spend all day sitting there and being frustrated at myself for doing that and for, you know, messing up whatever future Bill was gonna do. But that doesn't matter because that's what happened, and I have to accept that and learn to forgive that I did that in order to move on. So I think that's a big thing, you know, in confidence and self-acceptance, is being patient with yourself, knowing who you are. Give yourself time, hide away if you need to. But I think confidence is something that's definitely not linear. Happiness is not linear. It's something that fluctuates throughout the day. So if yesterday you felt confident and happy and beautiful, and then you wake up this morning and for whatever reason you don't, that's okay. But that doesn't mean every day after that is gonna be like that too. Tomorrow you might wake up feeling like the most beautiful person in the world. But the only way for you to find out is for you to just be patient and wait it out and see, right? Next question is, where do you get most of your clothes? So this is actually a tricky one because obviously during quarantine, I haven't been shopping at all or very much really. Before quarantine, my absolute favorite place to go and find clothing was the Melrose Trading Post. So the Melrose Trading Post is something that happens every Sunday in Melrose in Los Angeles. And it's basically this huge kind of flea market where people, different vendors come and sell clothing or even furniture, there's food, there's live music. It's really fun. If you're ever in LA and things aren't happening like this anymore, I recommend you go to the Melrose Trading Post. It's amazing. I always find the best stuff, but I really love thrifting. I recently, as I got older, have become pickier about the clothes I wear. Pickier in that, like, I don't love fast fashion brands anymore, and I'd rather, I'm obviously kind of wearing something that's, this is my pajama. So yeah, I've become a little more picky and like just looking for stuff that's plainer, maybe doesn't have text on it, things that I can color block a little better. My dog is eating a treat and coughing it up at the same time. She coughs it up and then chews it. Like, I'm trying to film here. This is my very cute dog. She doesn't want to be in this. Finding different statement pieces. Melrose Trading Post is really good for pieces that you probably won't find elsewhere, like colorful pants or like a statement jacket, you know, like you can find a lot of really good things there. And then I really like to pair that with, you know, minimalistic things like a black tank top or like some colorful pants that are plain. I think those sort of things go really well. So the next question is, what age were you when you moved out, and do you live near your parents? So I was 17 years old when I moved out of my apartment in Brooklyn with my family to go live in Seoul, South Korea. I was 17 because I skipped 3rd grade, so I graduated early, 1 year early. It was a really amazing experience to move out when I was 17, and obviously not everyone's gonna be ready for that, but I was more than ready. I had already been working part-time for years. I was really independent my whole life, like even as a really young kid, I was a really independent person. So for me, it wasn't scary. It was something that I thought like, yeah, I want to do this. But obviously not everyone's gonna move out of their parents' house at 17 or even at 25, you know, it doesn't matter. That's you. Again, your own pace. So don't compare yourself when I say 17, because I know a lot of people will hear that and be like, oh my God, that's crazy. But yeah, so I moved to Seoul, which is obviously not near Brooklyn, New York. I'm from New York City. So my family did stay there, and I moved to Seoul by myself. My family now still lives on the East Coast, although they go back and forth from London. So I'm not close to my family at all. And because of quarantine, it's very unlikely that I'll see my family until probably December, which is the longest I've seen my family. Even when I lived in Seoul, I would visit them way more often than that. So to be honest with you, it is a little sad. It's definitely gonna be something that I'm not gonna be happy about, but that's life. But that being said, I miss my family all the time, but I do feel very secure just being here. It is really important though, if you're gonna live in a place by yourself without family around, I do really recommend you have friends there that you can turn to, or, you know, someone that's like family. Like my manager, Janet, she is honestly like my mother here. I don't know what I would do without her. If she's watching this, I love you, Janet. I go to her all the time when I have a problem or I feel stressed and I need to vent. I know she's always there for me. So I think it's really important if you're gonna move somewhere without your family nearby, please make sure you still have a support system. That's really, 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 really important. I also got a lot of questions about my birth chart, what sign I am, what's my rising, what's my moon, when my birthday is. So my birthday is December 11th, 1998. I was born at 2:16 p.m., I believe. So here is my chart. I'm a Sagittarius with, I believe it's Taurus and Libra and Virgo. So I thought I was a Taurus instead of a Virgo for a really long time, but then I downloaded this app, which is apparently more accurate. So I'm actually a Virgo, and I just found that out, and I haven't really read up on it. So if you know much about that part of my chart, please let me know what that means. I'm also an INFP. I don't know, no one asked that, but maybe you wanna know. Next question is, by Eden Susie. Do you have a quarantine workout routine? Actually, no. I had a kind of set workout routine before quarantine. I was waking up every morning and going for a run, and then I would do sit-ups. I would do like this whole shebang, actually, now that I think about it. But when quarantine happened, obviously like I was stuck at home and I wasn't being as active. And then in February, March, I got kind of sick. I don't know if it was Corona. I don't know what it was because I didn't leave my house. But I was basically in my room so sick. And I lost probably 20 pounds just being that sick during that time. So my current weight loss was not something that I strived for. I was actually quite happy with the way my body was looking. And like I said, I was working out and kind of trying to achieve that healthily. But so when I got really sick and lost a lot of weight like this, because I wasn't eating, I didn't really have strength to get up to make myself food. I was so ill. It's been really hard to put that weight back on for me. And I definitely feel like a complete lifestyle change just losing those 20 pounds, like I feel kind of like a different person. And the way I eat, the way I, you know, walk places, it's all different. Like I feel things so much more now because I don't have weight to keep me energized all the time as much as I did. So losing weight is not always a good thing, and I want you guys to know that. I definitely did not mean to lose the weight I did, so during quarantine, I've been eating more, trying to gain weight, surprisingly. I bought Ensure shakes to try to put on more weight because it's not always good to lose weight, guys, especially if you're at a very low weight and then you get sick. It can be very harmful to you and it can be scary. So it's important to be at a weight where you feel healthy, you feel comfortable. Let's say you see one person and they're at the same weight as you, but they look a little different. They look skinnier. What? That's crazy. Why? Doesn't matter, guys. The number doesn't matter. You should be at the weight that you feel most comfortable. You feel good, you feel healthy, you are healthy at. That's what matters. So the things that I recommend you could do in quarantine is, you know, waking up early, 6 a.m., go for a run. Take a shower in the morning, wake yourself up after exercising. Those things make you very productive during the day. So I think working out during quarantine is definitely something everyone should be doing. I definitely should be too, but I've been walking a lot. Does that count? So the next question is, do you have a type? Totally not. Don't have a type at all. And also, fave aspect of yourself. My fave aspect of myself is probably just my honesty and straightforwardness. I really pride myself in being able to tell people how I feel about something honestly, even if that means they might get hurt. I think in the long run that they hear the honest truth that I feel is way more important than hiding it or lying. So I think I really pride myself in trying to be an honest person, trying to always better myself. Like, I think I know where I'm at fault and I'm constantly trying to better those things. Also my confidence, my ability to be brave in situations that I feel like were scary, but I knew that I had my back, so I did it. And I think I pride myself in that a lot. Yeah. Next question is, do you speak Spanish fluently? So I get this question a lot. I can understand completely fluently. The problem with my Spanish is that I grew up with two parents that came from Spanish-speaking countries. They immigrated here and their first languages were both Spanish. That being said, when I was raised, I have an older brother. That was a question as well. Do you have siblings? Yes, I have an older brother, and his name is Matthias. Hello, Matthias. When he was born, I feel like my mom and my dad kind of taught him Spanish a little better than they taught me. No offense. I think they were a little tired when they got to me. But so me growing up, I kind of used Spanglish with my family, or if my mom spoke to me in Spanish, I would speak back to her in English. So while I do understand really, really well and can speak, I'm kind of shy and not as confident in speaking just because I know that I don't sound completely native. Like, that's why I'm afraid to do it a lot, because I don't want to be made fun of, and I know my Spanish isn't the greatest. I feel that way a bit about Korean as well, although I'm a little more confident in Korean, being as I lived there for 3 years, so I had to speak it. Question is, will you do accutane again? So this is also a tricky question because I don't know how to answer it. I've been on Accutane, I think 4 or 5 times at this point. First time I went on Accutane, I believe I was 15 or 16, maybe younger. It's kind of hard to keep track at this point because it's been so many years. I started getting cystic acne when I was 13, probably like right after my first period. It's literally been a lifetime journey for me. And Accutane, like I said, I've gone on so many times, and each time was about 8 months. And every time after a year or like 8 months, my skin has always broken out again. Personally, I do not think I want to go on Accutane again. It just doesn't seem like a permanent solution for me. I need to now, as an adult, I'm realizing it's not as simple as popping a pill and getting clear skin. It's not gonna be that simple for me. It is that simple for other people, but it has never been for me and it won't be. It's not as simple as drink more water. It's not as simple as this, and that. My skincare is not gonna be solved with Accutane, and that's something I had to really sit down and accept because it was really hard for me. I was so excited that the dermatologist said, like, this is the, I'm getting emotional talking about it. This is the solution for a lot of people, and I really thought that it was for me too. But the fact of the matter is it wasn't a solution for me, and I still, yeah. So I don't think I'm gonna go back on Accutane just because it's not a permanent solution and I need to be realistic. So I've been turning more towards, you know, actual skincare regimens that'll help reduce signs of acne, maybe not get rid of it completely, because, you know, the way my skin looks right now, like for me, this is really clear and I'm really happy about it today. So if it's like this, it's really livable for me. But what is really hard to deal with, and the days that I want to go back on Accutane are like when I have the crazy cystic breakouts, and you know, it's just, it's definitely a struggle. But Accutane is not something that works permanently for me, so I don't foresee myself going back on it. That being said, if I do go to a dermatologist and they say, okay, 6 times a charm, we promise, and you know, and they really want me to get back on it, I might have to, but we will really have to see about that. I've been working on my skincare kind of myself all of quarantine, which is when I started breaking out again. So I've been kind of trying to figure it out all by myself, which has been difficult, but also really rewarding, because I learned a lot about how skin works, what certain acids are used for. I can do more videos about that, but I really love LA Beautyologist on YouTube. She makes a lot of great videos that actually taught me so much, like the oil cleansing. I recently started doing that, and I think that's why my face cleared up a lot, because I had a really crazy breakout. Stopped using all acids, all serums, everything, because obviously my skin wasn't liking it, and I was just doing a double oil cleanse at night. Literally just a cleanse, like nothing else after, not even lotion. And my skin is improving so much. And that's the tip I got from LA Beautyologist. So I really recommend you guys follow her. Oh, that's you. I'm scared. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, it was still going? Okay. I think the last question I'm gonna do is, what's your ideal date? So, oh my God, honestly, this is gonna sound really sad, but I do remember the last time I went on a date. It was like probably a year ago. I definitely haven't been on that many dates, but I love going on dates. I love to be taken out, and yeah, I just think it's a nice thing. You get dressed up, you get to sit across from the person you like and eat fun things and talk and feel cute. I think it's really fun to go on dates. Personally, I don't really have an ideal one. I think just being asked on a date and like the person planning all these things for us to do and thinking like, oh my God, Abril would love this. I'm gonna take her here because I think she would really like this. Or if they want to take me to their favorite place and show that to me, that's amazing too, because then I get to see what they're passionate about. I think there's so many ideal first dates. My ideal first date is just being taken on one with a guy I really like. It's been a really long time. We're not gonna get into that. It's tough out here for a girl. But yeah, I would just like to go on any date, really. Hey girl, what's up? Okay. I think I'm gonna end the video there because I feel like this has been going on for a really long time. I hope you guys really enjoyed. Let me know if you like this setup. I think it's kind of a vibe, and we have some like mood lighting going on, but I covered it the whole time. Anyway, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share this with your friends. I'm trying to grow my YouTube. I really want to do this. I think this is really fun, and this is something that I could definitely see myself doing a lot more. So if you want to see more, please comment below what you'd like me to do next. I have a few videos already pre-filmed that I'm gonna post soon. So I'm really excited. Woo, we're finally posting. Thank you so much for supporting me. I know it's taken me a really long time to be really active on here, and I'm really appreciative of those that were so patient with me and are now on here and supporting. That's really, really kind of you guys. I love you, and I hope that I answered some important questions that you guys wanted to know. I'll see you guys in the next one then. Bye.